Today is July 25th, 2001. It's Sunday, about 10:30 in the morning. It's good to get out into the garden before the sun reaches its peak. These are my volunteer pepper plants. And this tray has either cucumber, pumpkin, watermelon, or cantaloupe in it. We sowed a mix of seeds about a month ago, and these plants have been extremely slow to germinate. I guess they come up whenever they decide. You can see 3 plants that look good, and there's one more right here that's just emerging. It's been a good year for tomatoes. As you can tell by this ladder, some of my tomato plants are now 7 or 8 feet tall, and there are a lot of tomatoes on the vines. I picked my first ripe tomato on July 11th, and since the 13th I've had ripe tomatoes to pick every day. These are garden leader monsters. And this is Sophie's Choice. It seemed to have dropped some tomatoes on the ground yesterday. This is a determinate plant, and it's reaching the end of its life. The deer have been back again. They cut my carbon tomato down almost to the ground. And if you look here, you can see more hoof prints in the very small victory garden. But even though we've had deer come through, and birds and rodents, rabbits, disease, heat, we're still getting more tomatoes than we can eat. And that really is all that matters. And today is a special day, because today I'm going to pick my first one slicer. A one slicer is not a variety of tomato. It refers to a tomato that's big enough that you can cut a center slice out of the tomato and it will cover an entire slice of bread for making a tomato sandwich. And this year that prize goes to beefsteak. A lot of the tomato varieties we grow here aren't capable of producing a one slicer. All of the cherry tomato varieties, the Roma tomato varieties, and Sophie's Choice all make smaller tomatoes. But some of the varieties like Carbon, Black Crim, Brandywine, Mortgage Lifter, those are all capable of producing one slicers. And when I was a kid, beefsteak tomatoes regularly grew that big, but over the years it seems that the variety has produced smaller fruits of what I would consider medium size, 8 to 12 ounces. The larger 1 pound plus fruits are few and far between on a beefsteak. And I'm not the only one to notice. Baker Creek now lists a classic beefsteak in their catalog that grows the larger 1 to 2 pound fruits, and quote, "These are the tomatoes that Grandma grew." So other people have noticed it as well. But this year one of my beefsteaks produced a big enough tomato, I think it'll make a one slice sandwich. This beefsteak seed is from Ferry Morris, but it really doesn't seem to be any different than the seeds we get from American Seed. And most of the tomatoes on these vines are in the 8 to 12 ounce range. But there is this one. I'm going to pick it now before the birds get it. It might be just a little small, but I think it will do the job. And the deer have been after this plant again. We sprayed our tomatoes with a hot pepper wash, and that seemed to deter them for a while, but it's worn off and we're going to have to reapply. So today it's a tomato sandwich for lunch, maybe with a slice of cheese and a strip of bacon if I can find any. So that's it for today's gardening portion of the video. Now I want to talk about a little bit of housekeeping. It looks like the boat videos aren't going to go away anytime soon. So going forward, I'm going to start my video titles with one of two codes, either MPG for Mr. Potter's Garden or BR and a number for Boat Rescue. That way I can shorten the titles of the videos and you won't have to wonder what's contained in them to decide if you want to watch them or not. The number in the BR titles refers to which boat we're working on. Right now there are 4 boats in the boat rescue system, and we've been looking at a 5th. I don't know if we're going to pick it up or not, but we'll keep you posted, and we'll try to give a little more information about each of the boats over time. So that's it for now. Get out there and make some stuff grow. It's the end of July. It's not too late. Here in Maryland Zone 7A, we've got all of August, all of September, usually all of October before we get our first freeze. So that's almost 90 days. There's a lot of things you can plant, and there are also some frost tolerant plants which you can extend into November even without protection. So get out there and make some stuff grow, and watch out for those whitetails. Happy gardening, everybody.